Hey, I'm Tia. I'm here with the Telescreens, and they're about to play a Neverywhere Loft show, which is super exciting. Oh, yeah. Gang, gang, gang.
Yeah, I'm Jackson, and I'm in Telescreens, and we're with Tia.
I'm Oliver, and I play drums in the Telescreens.
I'm Josiah. I'm also in the Telescreens.
I'm Austin. I play bass.
You fucked it up. Okay, well, I am very excited to be talking to you guys today, right before we do a little loft show. And if I'm not mistaken, the last time you guys did a loft show, the ceiling almost caved in.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I think we were playing with Sid, and we pulled up to some girl's apartment and brought amps, the whole nine, and played a very heavy rock and roll show, and like 150, 200 kids came by. We moshed so hard that the walls started to actually detach from the ceiling, and it felt like we were all gonna die. And there was a moment where it was like, well, this is a good way to die. At least, we end it together. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like, there was like, maybe we stop moshing and call it, play some soft stuff, or we just take it through. Then we went to pick up gear the next day. The girl tried to, I'm gonna leave that part out. That's all.
Did she make you pay for damages?
She tried to get us to pay for damages, but she was also like refurbishing her apartment. So there was, I think
she was getting in.
all's well that ends well with that. The point is, we almost broke this whole building, actually, like destroyed the structure of this entire building one time. So, yeah. But that's why we're playing acoustic tonight.
I was about to say, I mean, like, your guys' shows are known for being super high energy, which is one of the reasons that I'm really excited that you guys are doing an acoustic set tonight. I feel like it's a different side of the screens that people rarely get to see. So tell me about, like, these acoustic arrangements and also what you think this acoustic version of the screens brings to longtime fans. Brings to longtime fans.
I think Austin can answer that question. How do we sound
Okay.
acoustic, Larry?
Pretty good. Decent. I feel like Josiah's got the right.
So you didn't even hear the question. Tia said, what can we expect from playing acoustic versus a raucous electric show?
I think we value songwriting and like musicianship, and I think a lot of that usually live is like high energy. But I'm excited. We didn't practice any of these acoustic arrangements at all, so it's very much going to be like an emotional live. You're there with us at the same time. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for like the songs to come through. I think they always come through, but with like, I'm just gonna play a piano. He's just playing acoustic. I'm usually playing like 50 sounds, and he's got 25 sounds, 50. And I think the songs will come through, and the musicianship will come through, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Is that good? I mean,
Squat on this guy.
yeah,
Deep kimchi squad.
deep kimchi squat. It's
This
like,
guy knows how to squat.
yeah, spent years in Asia.
Squat.
It's in your DNA.
It's in my DNA.
Squats,
This is so natural for me. No, but I think it's like, while the experience itself can come across a little different, there's huge differences in dynamics and instrumentation. At the end of the day, for us, it's a very similar experience because for us, when we're up on stage, the four of us, it's all just about listening to each other, playing our parts, knowing when to pull, knowing when to push. That even though the songs may sonically sound very different, for us it's the same mission every time, and it's that same dedication to hearing and listening and understanding each other that just makes it so fun every time we step on stage.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like also the whole, we're at the point in the band, we've been playing so long together that actually not rehearsing is like the most exciting thing in the world, because we don't even really know what's gonna happen. We're fully unprepared, but we've been playing music together for so long that we just know each other so well. We feel like we can entertain these good people who came out to see us, and at the end of the day, maybe get somewhere that we didn't know about before in an unplanned way. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I feel like your guys' songs in general are like deeply emotionally resonant, and there's obviously so much instrumentation during a regular set that goes into that, but to strip it back down and be tender Terrys, you know? I think
wow.
that's
Tender.
Did you say teeny Terry's?
tender Terrys. Tender Terrys is going to be really, really special. But it's funny because like in the time that I've known you guys signed a major label deal and then split from that deal.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank
Okay, so it sounds like there's a story there.
There is a story there. I mean, I guess I'll just tell it, right?
Tell it.
Should I just tell it?
Tell me, Terry.
You know, we got signed to a major label. It was a big blessing at the time because it allowed us to become like full-time musicians when we were in our like, the prime of our uplifting out of this New York scene and playing Mercury Lounge, hundreds of times and Bitter End and all this, like cutting our teeth. And then we got signed. We ended up working for a couple years under that system, and the subsidiary that we were signed to basically fell apart as a result of big, up there politics that had nothing to do with us. And so, even though the songs were doing well and we had momentum on the ground, we were stuck because, our music was owned by a corporation that had completely other motives and desires that had nothing to do with us going on. So we had to wait out our option, and basically we just waited out our option, and they didn't do shit. They didn't even realize that our option was ended. And then we have the best lawyer in the world. Shout out DJ David Jacobs, and he got us out clean, and we ended up signing with Johnny Caps and Plus One over in LA. And finally we can put out music again. The good thing was that because we were on the shelf for so long, I wouldn't say on the shelf, but just prevented from putting out music, able to incubate, and we have 2 albums in the chamber that are ready to come out, and we are just really excited to roll out all this music. We've been playing it live already. A lot of our fans know the songs, and it's gonna be album 3 and album 4 are done. So.
Fuck yeah. Do you feel like getting out of the major label system allowed you more creative liberties?
I would say like in the major label system, we had a great A&R, and people want to talk a lot of shit about majors. It's the same everywhere. It depends on who you work with and who's repping you and who is your champion at that place and what their position is. We had a great team that fell apart for reasons outside of even their control. So we were creatively free. They gave us all the resources that we need to make these records that are coming out right now. So it was an amazing time, and I think everything happens for a reason, and in that way, none of this music would have existed without all of that coming together. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, I feel like in general, I'm seeing people take the option that doesn't involve corporations these days.
Yeah.
From like a band perspective, but also as a listener too. People are, going back to burning CDs and going back to physical media, and obviously we're throwing loft shows here,
Right.
and it feels like there is a bit of a DIY groundswell. Are you guys feeling that as artists? Are you guys feeling that within your immediate scene?
I mean, I think fuck billionaires and fuck this thing that's happening in our society where all the money is being centralized and these corporations are making money off dividing us. And the reality is, us as people, human beings living on Earth, we don't want to be divided. All of us crave connection. And the point about music is to bring people together. So separating, the motives of these people who want to divide us and the motives of the music are very important. And it's a crazy world. How do we get people to hear this stuff without playing the game? You can't.
Right.
But then, what do you do? You can't just go out and hand out CDs. Nobody even has a CD player. So, I think the reality is you just got to talk to your neighbor. You got to exchange ideas. Do things like this, which are important. Speak your mind and not fall into, oh, this is hopeless. I don't subscribe to this is hopeless. I don't subscribe to this like fear mongering. They want us all to be afraid. This is not hopeless. We live a beautiful life, and this is like every single moment is worth grabbing onto, and as long as we're here, it's not hopeless. So
I think that's why live music is so important. I think the internet is useful so people can come in contact with something that feels like hopeful and something that feels free. But the magic is when we all come here in person and we're not manipulated by an algorithm or something that's predetermined or pre-narrated. You come here and you experience it for yourself and you feel things for yourself. So I think there's value to bring people in, cast the net. But we've always valued our live show to like a really high extent for forever. And so I feel like the power is there. And so that's why we're happy to do events like this where we all get to be in the same room and feel it physically.
Totally.
Yeah, I think people like connection and people like control. I think but what Josiah and Jackson were saying is that like it almost feels like every day people feel like you lose more and more control. It could be even the content that they're engaging with just with an algorithm, and just it's like these larger entities are just telling people what to see and what to read and everything. And so I think people like this opportunity to take control and to take matters in their own hands. Be like, I'm going to go to the show. I'm going to go see these bands that I want to see. I'm going to go talk to these people that I want to talk to, because it's just less and less common these days. More people are just spending time just part of this whatever wave they're on, whatever algorithm they're on.
Sheep, they're getting fed to, and going to a rock show is your own decision. It's a beautiful thing. Every time you scroll, you get fed a new thing, but your own decision to go outside and interact with the world around you, that is so valuable right now. So valuable. So something like this, so important.
Totally, and it's about like injecting consciousness into those default settings again, right? Like, I think that's a great way of putting it. I think that's what really excites me about what I'm seeing in the music scene right now. I was just talking to Sylvanesso the other day about like what a more interdependent music ecosystem looks like, where like we're buying each other's music, and people are not just going for the default settings where like corporations are the middlemen, and like that's really exciting to see. I feel like I'm seeing more and more of that, which is super, super sick. Obviously you guys are a part of that. And speaking of your live show, I mean, I've gotten a chance to hear some of the new songs, which I hope we will be hearing tonight. And you guys have really captured the energy of your live show in these new tracks, and I'm like specifically drawn to Preacher.
Oh yeah.
Preacher is such a great track, and I also loved the music video because it hits on, I think, in more explicit of a way than you guys have ever done, the origin story of your band name.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? Yeah. So like, for anyone who doesn't know, Telescreens is actually a reference to George Orwell's 1984, specifically these devices that are tools for surveillance, tools for propaganda, to control citizens within a totalitarian regime.
Yeah.
And
isn't that crazy that that's what our band name is, and now we all sit here and do this, and that's what our band name is.
Yeah. I mean, the irony is for sure not lost on any of us, right? But also topical as fuck.
Yes.
More than ever, right? Yeah. And I think that's why I was so drawn to the Preacher music video, because like it feels more pressing now to directly address your guys' band name. So I'm curious about the choice, about like how Preacher came to be, but also specifically those decisions to make the video in the way that you did.
So yeah, basically, I'll just answer this because me and Jack Cohen over there made the video. Thank God for my boy Pants over there, Jackie Pants. Blood, sweat, and tears went into that. That was a real labor of love. And basically, the band name was always supposed to be a reverse of what it was in 1984, where rather than a monitoring system, it was a reflector of society, and it was built to actually take you away from the systems that oppress you and bring you closer together as a society, which is the exact opposite of what the telescreen was in 1984. It was a screen that monitored you all the time, and it played propaganda. And I want you to think about, like, if you were watching the commercials on a football game and you couldn't turn the volume down. Imagine that. Imagine the commercials then went all the time and you couldn't turn the volume down. And imagine those commercials weren't selling you you know, baby powder or whatever it is they're selling you on commercials. They were selling you propaganda, and they were forcing you to listen to this all the time. And it's about like understanding where our world is. We're not there. We're not there. We have a world that could head there, but we're not there right now. And I think it's the job of art. It's the job of people to swing the pendulum in the right direction, and demand things and go out and protest and do these types of things. And the Preacher music video was basically what happens when you fly too close to the sun. And it was a caricature of myself getting too consumed with the fame and the everyone looking at you and you looking at everybody, to the point where you become something you hated. You become the thing that you never wanted to be, and you have a moment of where it all breaks. And for me, that manifested in an anger. I'd say that's the answer to that. Yeah.
I can see your character unraveling over the course of the video too, which is really great. I think you guys fucking nailed it, and
Thank you.
I'm really excited for this record too. Are there like other favorite tracks that you guys are like particularly drawn to right now from this album?
I'll let Austin answer that. What do you think?
There's a song called "The Fall," which I'm very it is a sad song, but in a beautiful way. I think that's one that I'm really excited for. There's also a song called "God of Nothing." There's also a song called "Tonight." There's a lot of good stuff on there. Honestly, it's a long album, so there's a lot to choose from.
I got something to say. Yeah. So it's gonna be 2022.
That's why it's been taking so long.
The Fall is really sick. It's one of my favorites too. The Fall is really sick. It's one of my favorites too, and it's because it all happened. It all happened at the. We did a lockout at the bridge for this record. We like went in with a lot of intention, a lot of rehearsal, tracked all these songs, and at the end of it, we were all, we put our blood, sweat, and tears all on the floor. We were just like, it's like like the end of a trip. Like you're just like, I'm dead. I need And then we took a walk to the water. We had tried a few things. It wasn't working. We were feeling depleted. And Jack had a song on his phone. He was like, we didn't even know at the time, but he was like going through things like, is there anything we should record while we're here? We did what we came and intended to do. And he found the seed of this song, The Fall. And then we went back to the studio. He's like, hey, like, let's just see what happens with this. Let's see what's going on. And so we just fired up whatever, our instruments, not a lot of premeditation other than what was written already. And it just came out like a waterfall.
Wow.
And it's one of those magical moments.
The whole vocal is also one take. It's just a freestyle, and it happened to all rhyme and come out in a beautiful way. So God is real.
Yeah. Moments like that are it. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, shit. Thank you guys. That might be where to end it.
Thank you, Tia.
Thank you.
That's an MC. Yeah. I knew it.
whoa, director guy over here. Big director guy. Oh, big gaffer.
I like what you did with the MC. Yeah, really good work with the MC there. Pence.
That's perfect because you're hiding my phone too, so no one will ever know that I was up until 7.
I feel like that's a good thing, though.
We're rolling. We're good.